Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Long Beach Board of Harbor Commissioners President Lorianne Guzmán.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2017 State of the Port, where you'll soon see that we are truly on track for the future. I'm Lorianne Guzmán, President of the Long Beach Board of Harbor Commissioners, and it's my pleasure to be with you this morning. It's such an incredible thrill and an honor to serve on this commission and to work with so many of the talented and dedicated professionals that are in this room. So I couldn't be happier to be here today with you. We're so pleased that you've joined us today, those of you here at the Long Beach Convention Center, and those of you who are watching us online. This is our annual opportunity to share with you, our customers and our partners, and our community, the Port's accomplishments for 2016 and the very exciting things that we have planned for 2017 and beyond. In a moment, I'll introduce Interim Chief Executive Duane Kenagy, but first, let's give a big round of applause to our fabulous convention staff and servers that are assisting us this morning. As you know, without them, none of this would be possible, so thank you so much for what you do. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce my fellow harbor commissioners. It's just a real honor to serve with this talented group of professionals. They have different areas of expertise ranging from economic development, education, law enforcement, community service, environmental law, and we even have a commissioner who works daily at our sister port and is so intricately involved in port operations and so knowledgeable. So first I'll start with Vice President Luann Bynum. We have Commissioner Doug Drummond, and Commissioner Rich Dines. And I'd also like to acknowledge Secretary Tracy Goskew, who can't be here today. It's just such a pleasure to work with this amazing group of professionals. We're just so committed and so dedicated to bringing this port to the next level. In a moment, you'll hear more about their important contributions. But first, let me introduce a few of our special guests that are with us this morning. And I'll just ask, please hold your applause until I introduce all of them. We have Councilmember Janine Pierce, City Attorney Charlie Parkin, City Auditor Laura Dowd, from the city where I work every day, City of Huntington Beach Councilmember Billy O'Connell, City of Highland Mayor Pro Tem and AQMD Board Member Larry McAllen, City of Rolling Hills Estates Council Member and AQMD Board Member Judy Mitchell, AQMD Board Member Dr. Joe Liu, and we're also joined today by representatives from the offices of United States Senator Dianne Feinstein, Congressman Alan Lowenthal, Senator Ricardo Lara, Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon, Assembly Democratic Caucus Chair Mike Gibson, our very own Assembly Member Patrick O'Donnell, Los Angeles County Supervisor Janice Hahn, and City of Long Beach Councilwoman Lena Gonzalez, as well as City of Long Beach Councilmember Susie Price, City of Long Beach Councilmember Darrell Supernaw, City of Long Beach Councilmember Al Austin, and we would also like to welcome the city's city manager, Pat West, and the city department heads and representatives that are also with us today. We also have AQMD Executive Officer Wayne Nastry. Unfortunately, our mayor, Robert Garcia, wasn't able to join us today, and he was called away for business to Sacramento. As you know, he's one of the biggest leaders here in California, and so he's handling business at the state level for us and for the city of Long Beach as a whole. So if we could just give a round of applause to all of our elected and appointed officials that are here this morning. I'd just like to make a few points about Mayor Garcia. He's one of our staunchest supporters. His leadership this past year is so appreciated. And at every step, he was right there this past year advising us and trusting us to do the right thing. So just want to thank Mayor Garcia, and we have a representative from his office here this morning. And so just want to thank him for always being such a huge advocate of the port and helping us to get everything accomplished that will take us and our business to the next level. So thank you so much, Mayor Garcia. I'd also like to give a personal thanks to my family. Being a commissioner is a lot of work. It's meaningful and very humbling work. And it does take an enormous amount of dedication and time, sometimes away from home and our loved ones. And so I'd really like to thank my amazing husband, Reggie Harrison, who has his own very demanding job, but still manages to work this out with me so that I can give and I can serve in a way that's so meaningful to me. And thank you so much, Reggie, for being so supportive. The Board of Harbor Commissioners is responsible for setting policy and mapping out the direction for the Port of Long Beach. And I'm so honored to serve with my fellow commissioners. As a team, we've taken our varied experiences from different backgrounds and different expertise and different roles and responsibilities in our day lives to provide a single cohesive vision for the port. This past year, we worked together on a very important document, which is the Port Strategic Plan. That plan has identified some key course corrections, has quantified our key goals, and it's ensuring that we have the resources available to achieve the port's critical mission. Let me be clear. Our top priority is your long-term prosperity. And the best way to accomplish this is through our updated strategic plan. Specifically, our strategic plan calls for the following. First, enhancing our financial strength, building the most modern and efficient cargo handling facilities, leading the world in green port sustainability, which we continue to do, achieving our goals by growing a diverse, well-trained workforce, and, here's the key, increasing our market share with all that we do. In each of these areas, we are setting specific and measurable goals so we can focus our resources in a way that assures your success. Now, I don't need to tell you, this past year, quite frankly, has tested us. The impact of changing alliances, the most unfortunate Hanjin bankruptcy, and declines in cargo volumes that have challenged us all. But it's very important to note, we at the Port of Long Beach, we've addressed these issues head on. For example, just months after Hanjin stopped calling at our port, Mediterranean Shipping assumed their lease, in almost record time. And this is great news. But here's another important factor. It's a clear sign of our flexibility and our ability to adapt, even during difficult times. So let's take a moment to recognize the Mediterranean Shipping Company and congratulate them on their expanded role in our new port. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize our most valued asset, and that is you, our customers. Our purpose is very clear, and it's to help you prosper and thrive. So we've traveled the world to strengthen our relationships, meeting with you face to face so that we can better understand your challenges, your needs, and your concerns. And it's been a terrific journey, and it's something that I really enjoy in terms of being a commissioner. It's one thing to sit at our board meetings every Monday night and vote on particular items that might affect one customer or another, whether it's improving a terminal or it's providing additional funding for retrofits that would help with energy efficiency and savings. It's another thing to actually go face to face and to meet, to actually go to the terminals, to visit with you, and in some cases, to visit abroad to many of our shipping alliances. And it's been very rewarding to take our business, and here's the key, yours, to the next level. And we can only do that if we're strengthening our relationship. This fall, I'm proud to announce that we'll be hosting the American Association of Port Authorities annual conference, which will give all of us an opportunity to show off our wonderful port and the wonderful community here in Long Beach to the world. On a personal note, there are a few things that I'm especially proud of this past year in terms of our accomplishments. Despite everything that's happening in the economy and in the industry, we've maintained our top-level bond rating. We broke ground on our new port headquarters that will be on the waterfront closer to you. We also created the nation's largest voluntary community mitigation grant program, which is improving our environment dramatically. And that is one of the programs that I feel proudest of. This is a $46 million program that will fund community-based projects that reduce impacts of port operations over the next 15 years. And with our partners, we launched the Academy of Global Logistics, which offers a 4-year global trade and logistics education for up to 700 high school students each and every year. This innovative program provides the industry with the workforce of tomorrow. So as you can see, this board provides vision and continuity of leadership. It's agile and it's flexible to meet the needs of the industry today. It's also forward-thinking in that we plan for the future workforce changes and other impacts that might come our way. But honestly, it's the staff that translates our guidance into action. And so now I'd really like to salute our more than 500 talented and committed port staff, because their day-to-day work makes our port the best in the nation. So I'd like to ask our port team to stand. If you could please stand if you work for the port so that you can be recognized. Thank you. Like many organizations, ours is undergoing a generational challenge and a generational change. Baby boomers are leaving the workforce, and I won't single you out personally, stepping aside for a new, diverse generation that has been groomed to carry on our tradition of port excellence. Fortunately, we have very many talented industry professionals and veterans that will help to ease that transition. Case in point, last fall, we tapped one of them, Duane Kenagy, an executive and engineer with decades of experience in this industry, to step in as our interim CEO. And we're so incredibly grateful. I'd like to say that Duane was a natural choice for us, and he was a unanimous choice for us because of his leadership, his expertise, his calm and steady approach, and his precise problem-solving skills and knowledge of huge capital projects. And as you know, we're undergoing a $4 billion capital program, so he is uniquely qualified to assist us during this time. With Duane at the helm, we now have the opportunity to conduct a methodical and rigorous search for a permanent executive director. And I'm pleased to announce that our search for a new executive director is well underway. Duane also brings a wealth of knowledge about our industry to this position. He helped build the Alameda Corridor, and he's guiding the replacement of the Gerald Desmond Bridge. And in a few moments, you'll see some additional information about the progress of our incredibly beautiful and iconic bridge. So now, the moment we've all been waiting for, to present the 2017 State of the Port Address, please welcome our interim CEO, Duane Kenagy.
Good morning. To begin this year's State of the Port, I'd like to take you on a tour of the amazing Port of Long Beach. I'm standing high up on one of the main towers of the new Gerald Desmond Bridge. And as you can see, construction is moving full steam ahead. Below me, 2 movable scaffolding systems are helping to build the bridge deck from east and west. More than half of the 102 bridge columns are under construction, and our two main towers are well over halfway to their final 515-foot height. When complete, these towers will be the tallest points in Long Beach, visible for miles, forever changing our skyline. Now let's go over to our newest terminal at Pier E, where Long Beach Container Terminal began operations last year. Once fully operational, this terminal will be able to move more than 3 million TEUs a year, putting it among the ranks of the top handful of U.S. ports all by itself. Isn't that unbelievable? Notice the solar panels in the parking lot. This is a nearly zero-emission terminal. As we move on, you can see our other facilities. The blue waters, big ships, cross-country trains, fleets of trucks, and so many people at work. This is one of America's greatest hubs for international commerce, and I love it. Now let's head downtown, and I'll join you on stage. Good morning. Good morning. What a spectacular port and wonderful city. Thank you, President Guzmán, commissioners, special guests, and all of you with us here today. It is my honor to present the 2017 State of the Port. Looking back over the past year, there was much to celebrate. But there were many challenges too, both bright skies and rough seas. As expected, bigger ships came. CMA CGM chose Long Beach to host the christening of their newest mega vessel, the 18,000 TEU Benjamin Franklin at our Pacific Container Terminal, the largest container vessel to ever visit the Western Hemisphere. Imagine going from 4,000 to 18,000 TEUs in just 12 years. To ensure that our port can accommodate whatever vessels may come, there remains much to do. We need to raise more cranes, strengthen our berths, deepen our waters, and upgrade our rail facilities and highway access to make our terminals even more productive. We saw mergers, changing alliances, and even bankruptcies, and now we face uncertain trade policies. It is clear only the most efficient and strongest will survive. But working with each of you, our customers and partners, I am confident that the Port of Long Beach will thrive. We must maintain our financial strength and flexibility to rapidly respond to our changing business environment. Financial prudence is critical now more than ever. There is no time to waste, whether it's cashing in on opportunities or prioritizing expenditures. We have one of the highest credit ratings for any U.S. seaport, and we wear that as a badge of honor. But it's more than just an honor. It's an absolute necessity for our long-term competitiveness. This isn't an easy time for us. Our container volumes declined last year, due in large part to the unexpected bankruptcy of Hanjin Shipping. And that hurt our largest terminal at Pier T. But we moved quickly, working with Hanjin and TTI, our terminal operator, as they addressed the impacts of the bankruptcy on cargo owners. This helped to resolve the crisis of stranded containers and the resulting chassis shortage. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy on any of us. Imagine over 10,000 chassis tied up with empty Hanjin containers with no place to go. We worked with a subsidiary of Mediterranean Shipping Company, the world's second largest vessel operator, to amend the terminal lease so that full operations can resume at Pier T. We're really excited about the future of the terminal. Looking at the outlook for all of our great facilities, we position ourselves well for at least modest gains in the coming year. Still, there may be more turbulence ahead. The forecast for global trade growth is rather weak. The new carrier alliances that launch in April, and vessel operators are still deciding where their ships will call. With the opening of the expanded Panama Canal last year, competition for business growth among North American ports is even more challenging. The new administration's trade policies and their impacts on the port are still unclear. But here at the Port of Long Beach, we are ready to compete. There are so many advantages to shipping through the Port of Long Beach. Let me just tell you about a few. We have the most efficient port and logistics facilities. We enjoy terrific weather, excepting last weekend. And we have vast local demand for trade. Plus, we have the best trained and most productive labor. Let's give our labor representatives a big round of applause. We have the financial wherewithal to invest in our facilities like Pier E. Take a look. Isn't it amazing? And there's more to come. Construction of Phase 2 is well underway. We're so grateful for the commitment of Long Beach Container Terminal and OCL. We're also replacing an obsolete Gerald Desmond Bridge with a modern bridge that improves traffic flow and accommodates taller ships. Take a look. As an engineer, this is really cool stuff. Later this year, we'll be topping off the two towers, which rise over 40 stories. That's over 500 feet. We're completing the bridge in phases, and we anticipate opening the first lanes next year. I'd like to give a shout out to the people who do the heavy lifting, who pour the concrete, who tie the steel, who move the dirt. Our construction team, our contractors, and our wonderful workers. This month, we held public hearings on a draft environmental study for a much-needed Pier B rail support facility, so we can move even more cargo by on-dock rail. Take a look. more than a quarter of our containers already move from on-dock rail, but we need more. The proposed Pier B rail support facility would provide our terminals with a staging yard where they can join blocks of cars into full-length trains. This is cargo that would otherwise be moved by truck to regional rail yards or inland distribution centers. It is our goal to move as much as half of our container traffic in and out of the port by rail. We applaud our terminal operators and rail operators for their commitment to sustainable operations. The Port of Long Beach is and will remain the world's premier green port. Our clean air results are extraordinary. In just 11 years, look what we've done. An 80% reduction in diesel particulate emissions. And we're already meeting most of our goals for 2023. And we're working with the Port of Los Angeles to update our Clean Air Action Plan to continue on our path towards near zero emissions. I'm so grateful for the support of our industry and our community. And we thank you for that. Let me describe a few more of our sustainable green initiatives. For nearly a decade, nearly all of our vessel operators have supported our Green Flag emission reduction program by slowing their ships as they approach our harbor. Our terminal operators are installing LED lights to reduce their energy use. And as we move toward near zero emissions, more than ever, we are dependent on energy resiliency and a robust electrical grid. At the port, we're using new technologies and moving ahead with sustainable alternative energy practices to secure our future and assure business continuity. We're working on a demonstration project at our maintenance facility to store excess energy generated by solar panels during the day for use at night or during an emergency. Energy efficiency is critical. So congratulations and thanks for your cooperation. Also, for many years, the port and our operators have taken significant steps to make our harbor waters much cleaner. The waters at the Port of Long Beach are now a thriving marine habitat. Our surveys show amazing biodiversity. 558 species of plants and animals are now living in our harbor. That's a 60% increase from just a decade ago. Fish are abundant, and giant kelp beds now cover about 130 acres of our outer harbor. That's 5 times as much as just a dozen years ago. This isn't just a beautiful harbor, it's now a bountiful harbor, too. These are just a few examples of how we're making our port a much better place for generations to come. I've had the privilege of working in and around this industry for most of my career. It's been amazing watching it grow and grow so much greener. Looking ahead, there is still much more to come. We'll take big steps in the replacement of the Gerald Desmond Bridge. LBCT expects to ramp up its operations at the first 2 berths at Pier E. Full operations will resume at Pier T. And we expect gains in cargo volume that will continue to grow our business. And of course, more big ships will come. I am honored. I am so honored that the Board of Harbor Commissioners asked me to serve as its interim chief executive during this time. I want to thank each of the commissioners for this very special privilege. I'd also like to thank the Port executive team and our entire staff for their outstanding support and their ongoing commitment to being the best each and every day. And a special thank you to my wife, Sue, for joining me on this adventure for the last 42 years. Yes, together with all of you, we are on track for a bright, green future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Duane. Let's give Duane another round of applause. Wow, 42 years of marriage. We have 2 years of marriage, going strong. 40 more to go. I think you'll all agree, we have a very deep bench and a solid foundation at the Port of Long Beach. And all that you've heard from Duane's comments this morning, these aren't alternative facts. This is all true. We are building the largest the only cable-stayed bridge in California. We are building the most amazing near-zero emission terminal, the only one of its kind in North America that is this advanced and this near-zero emission. We're investing $1 billion in on-dock rail so that we can move 50% of our containers by rail, which is more efficient for our customers and is better for the environment. We continue to lead the world in environmental sustainability. No one else is the green port. We are the envy of ports throughout the world. They emulate what we do. At the Panama Canal inauguration, when Panama unveiled their new locks and their new system, they spoke of going green, of environmental sustainability, of all of the initiatives that we have here at the Port of Long Beach. What we do here changes the world, and you're an amazing part of that. With this strong team that we have at the Port of Long Beach, no challenge is too great. And we know that we're facing uncertain times, and there's a lot of change in the industry. And there's a lot of change also at the federal level. But we at the Port of Long Beach, the board and the staff, will remain committed to making sure that we're constantly lobbying and advocating for our industry and what's best for us, here and abroad, with all of our trading partners throughout the world. Our ambition remains nothing short of world leading, and we are confident we're creating the premier seaport, as productive, as green, and as responsive as any port in the world. And at the Port of Long Beach, our vision is clear, our course is steady, and our success is assured. We are on track for tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming. Have a great day. Don't forget your whistles and your strategic plans, which are at the table. Again, thank you so much for your continued partnership. Thank you to our customers for always being with us. And we look forward to seeing you shortly. Thank you so much. Have a great day.